Hello viewers. Today we have got two senior faculty from IIT Madras, Dr. Amitava DasGupta and Dr. Nandita Gupta, who have been a leader in Indo-French cooperation. So could I request both of you, Dr. Gupta and Dr. DasGupta, if you could share how you got introduced to the Indo-French cooperation and what was your initial journey about?
Thank you, Dr. Varshney. Our French collaboration actually started with a personal collaboration. Our collaborator is Professor Jean-Christophe Nalatambi of the University of Limoges. It so happened that he was visiting India. He came to our lab. We had a long discussion, and we found that our facilities basically complement his. And so we decided to embark on a collaborative project. And Professor Nalatambi, along with Dr. Srini, they were very much interested in pushing a project through CEFIPRA. So we had first a first level project. And then with that first level project, we were able to publish a couple of journal papers.
And we also visited.
And we also visited Limoges for a conference. So that strengthened the collaboration. We both became aware of our facilities more closely. And then, of course, we got the second level of the CEFIPRA project. We also organized an Indo-French workshop. Maybe Amitava can tell you about that, which was also sponsored by CEFIPRA.
Yeah, friends, Indo-French Center for Promotion of Advanced Research, also known as CEFIPRA, regularly supports India-France joint research projects and workshops. And if you have done exceedingly well, your project outcome have been graded excellent, then you are given a second opportunity to submit. So all of you are eligible. So thank you, Dr. Gupta and Dr. DasGupta, that you made the initial mark through a meeting and then you took it forward. What were the challenges when you started the cooperation in the beginning, and how do you see scenario much later now when you are senior faculty at IIT? So how different it is for the current batch of students?
As I was mentioning, when we were young, the main problem was, I think communication. We were really not aware of a lot of these things. I remember first time I went abroad, that was through Alexander von Humboldt Fellowship. And somehow, because I was a student at IIT Madras, and IIT Madras started with German collaboration. I was aware of this Alexander von Humboldt Fellowship. And so, when I wanted to go for a postdoc fellowship, I could write to them. And Alexander von Humboldt Fellowship, the foundation is extremely proactive. It used to be extremely proactive even in those days. And they of course, helped us a lot. So that's how it started.
And what is your feeling for the current batch of students?
The current batch of faculty members or students, they're quite aware of all these fellowships. In fact, most of the institutes, they provide a lot of information about what are the fellowships available, Fulbright and all that.
Yeah, in fact, I just want to add that one of our students went to France again for a 9-month fellowship under the Raman Charpak the fellowship scheme. So, people are quite aware, and they are making use of these fellowships.
Yeah, thank you very much. Could you tell us something about the cultural issues or the logistic issue you had to face, and if any of your student currently is facing this?
I actually would like to say that I don't know, I cannot say for everybody, but for us, there was no issues at all. And our collaborator, he was very nice. In fact, when we went there, he actually received us at the airport, and then he drove to his home, and he was very nice, and we had a very nice. The hospitality was great. And so actually we didn't have any issues at all.
Yeah, I just want to add a little bit. One of our postdoctoral students, he also visited France. And before going, his primary concern was food. In fact, that is something which many Indian students are quite worried about. They think that the food habits will be very different and they will find it difficult. But fortunately, even when he went there he was there for a couple of months, I think. And he also said that uh, he didn't have any issues with food. There are a lot of choices available.
Can I request you to share why did you choose France as your potential partner? And now, after so many years of nurturing this partnership, where do you think it is going and how it is passing, how you are passing it to the next generation?
I would say it's quite serendipitous that we had this collaboration with France. It so happened that personally, we had very good rapport with this Professor Nandita, and we also found that our facilities complement each other. And, I think that is the first basic reason for any successful collaboration.
Yes.
We also have collaboration with other groups, not only in France, but also in Germany or in US. So that's also there. But with this particular group in France, so that is one thing. And after us, in fact, for this CEFIPRA second level of project, two of our colleagues have also visited France, and they are also very happy to take forward the collaboration. So we hope that even after us, this collaboration will continue strongly.
So for our viewers, can you share how competitive is the process in CEFIPRA? So suppose they develop a tie with a French partner, how much likely they are to get a grant to work on that?
So actually, I think for us, it was not a big problem. I think the first level, I would say is, is not very difficult. And I think the thing is that once we were able to get some publications and, some out of this collaboration, we could even get the second phase proposed. So it is. It was quite smooth for us, I would say.
So that is very important what Amitava said, that getting the first level project is not very difficult, but then you don't really get much funding there, just some travel funding and all that. But once you can show that you are able to publish something out of this collaboration, getting the second level, which is definitely much more competitive, that becomes easier.
Yeah, friends, I must say that CEFIPRA receives project in all STEM areas, and you are welcome to submit your proposal. And as both the colleagues are mentioning, that level 1 is relatively easy, but then you need to produce results and you need to show that it is worth supporting, and that is how you can go for subsequent discussions. And most important thing, what they have mentioned, that you get a grant to continue the collaborations as long as you are productive, scientifically productive, and that takes it forward. Could I request you very briefly if you could tell us about the research you did together?
Okay, we are working on gallium nitride based hemmed devices. We work in semiconductor devices. So we have a lot of fabrication and characterization facilities here at IIT Madras. And Professor Nandita is an expert in characterizing the traps in these devices. You see, there are a lot of traps present in gallium nitride hems. The traps are present at various levels, and they significantly affect the device performance. So to identify these traps, to find out their spatial distribution, and to see how they affect the device characteristics is very important. So we could fabricate certain devices here, and then we could take it to him, and he did a lot of this trap characterization. In fact, our postdoctoral student also went and did that. And we backed it up with a lot of simulation and things like that. So that resulted in a very cohesive model.
And large number of publications in top journals. So that was very important.
Yeah. So friend, I must say that CNRS is one of the group which is having chains of laboratory in different subjects. So you need to choose a potential partner based on your subject interest and also that you are complementary to each other. That is what so Dr. Gupta and Dr. DasGupta, my last question today, what would be your suggestions for the future aspirants who would like to develop such collaborations?
I think it is better. They can write to prospective collaborators, develop some sort of relationship, and then they can apply to CEFIPRA to take this forward. It is very important to have a good understanding, and of course, as you mentioned rightly, that complementarity is very important so that it results in a fruitful collaboration.
So thank you both, Dr. Gupta and Dr. DasGupta. It was a pleasure talking to you. And friends, for collaboration with France, not only CNRS, but CEFIPRA also provide Raman Chappa grant, which they have mentioned. And then there are European grants like Marie Curie fellowships or Erasmus fellowship, which could also be availed. So there are a number of opportunities which you need to tap. But most important is you identify a potential collaborator and develop a project with complementary interests in the interest of science and in the interest of two nations. So on that note, thank you very much. And I would like to close this record